Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley put on blast for lying and bad behavior? Savannah Chrisley has been busted for a big fat lie as Southwest Airlines breaks their silence on what really happened. She was kicked off an airplane for being unruly. As those who follow Chrisley news know, Savannah Chrisley was kicked off of an airplane recently. Savannah Chrisley jumped on Instagram while she was still at the airport to vent about what had just happened. Now, fans who aren't so quick to believe everything she says were a little skeptical about her story. Was she telling the truth? Or was she trying to get ahead of the storm she knew would come after getting kicked off an airplane? Todd Chrisley and his entire family are constantly blasted for diva behavior. So, some fans had a hard time believing she wasn't at least partially to blame for getting kicked off of the airplane. The reality TV princess claimed that she was asked to check her carry-on bag. She explained that she politely asked the flight attendant if she could try to take her bag on the plane before checking it. She claims she was denied, and that the attendant was an A*** hole. Savannah even claims things became so heated that the pilot got involved and told the flight attendant that there was room for the bag on the plane. Now, if Savannah was telling the truth, some fans suspect it is possible the guy just recognized her and was keen on giving her a hard time. Southwest Airlines says Savannah Chrisley lied. According to page 6, Southwest Airlines has broken its silence on the incident. They claim there are two versions of the story. What Savannah said happened and what really happened. The representative of the company claims the reality TV star isn't being honest about what happened. According to the rep, Savannah was extremely rude to the employee. Technically, she wasn't even kicked off the plane. She was denied the right to board because of her behavior. She, however, did get on a different flight later the same day. The spokesperson explained to page 6 that Savannah Chrisley arrived at the gate late in the boarding process and was asked to gate check her bag due to the overhead bins being full and to avoid delaying the more than 100 passengers already on board the aircraft. The company went on to note they are well aware of the claims Savannah made via social media. At this time, Savannah has not responded further about what happened. Savannah Chrisley has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. From the very first episode of Chrisley Knows Best, she emerged as the sharp-tongued, blonde-haired firecracker who always had something to say. Fans adored her for her quick wit, southern charm, and ability to go toe-to-toe with her father, Todd Chrisley. But as the years rolled by, that once sparkling image of the perfect southern daughter began to develop cracks. Now whispers are swirling louder than ever. Has Savannah been caught in a web of lies, and is her behavior finally pushing people too far? The story starts with her social media empire. Savannah, like many reality stars, leveraged her fame into brand deals, product lines, and Instagram partnerships. She flaunted luxury vacations, expensive handbags, and motivational speeches about resilience in the face of hardship. Yet, beneath the glossy filters and curated captions, critics began to notice inconsistencies. One moment, Savannah would preach about authenticity and honesty, claiming she wanted her fans to know the real her. The next, she would post sponsored content, pretending she discovered a product when in reality, it was clearly part of a paid campaign. Followers started to call her out in the comments. "Girl, you said you don't do ads, but every other post is an ad. Be real with us. You just told us you can't afford things with your parents in prison, yet here you are in Paris wearing designer shoes." The internet has a long memory, and fans began piecing together contradictions. But the real storm hit when Savannah's words and actions about her parents' imprisonment didn't always line up. While she became the loudest Chrisley voice in the media, appearing on podcasts, giving interviews, and even launching her own show about navigating life with her parents behind bars, some fans accused her of dramatizing details for sympathy. An especially sharp moment came when Savannah tearfully claimed she was raising her younger brother Grayson and her niece Chloe all on her own. Many praised her for stepping up, but a few family insiders whispered that her narrative wasn't entirely true. Allegedly, other family members, including Lindsay Chrisley, had been more involved than Savannah let on. Yet Savannah continued to frame herself as the sole caretaker, the selfless savior holding the family together. That rubbed some people the wrong way. "It's one thing to be proud of what you're doing," one critic wrote online, "but lying about being the only one there for those kids? That's bad behavior. Give credit where it's due." The lying accusations didn't stop there. Savannah had also claimed in interviews that she had inside knowledge about her parents' prison conditions, describing harrowing details of how they were allegedly mistreated. At first, fans rallied behind her. Who wouldn't? The idea of beloved reality stars enduring cruelty was heartbreaking. But soon, watchdog groups and journalists poked holes in her accounts. Some said Savannah exaggerated conditions that didn't match official reports. Others pointed out how she would sensationalize her parents' stories in ways that conveniently aligned with media cycles. This left critics asking, was Savannah telling the truth, or just spinning tales to keep her family relevant in headlines? Accusations, Savannah's bad behavior has also been put under the microscope. For years, she built her brand around being the bubbly, approachable Southern belle. But behind the scenes, rumors of diva behavior began trickling out. Former friends alleged she was quick to cut people off, especially if they didn't serve her public image. One ex-business associate reportedly said, "Savannah loves the spotlight, but she doesn't always care who gets burned as long as she looks good." The final straw for many came when she clapped back at critics in a series of Instagram stories. Instead of brushing off the negativity, Savannah lashed out, calling followers jealous nobodies, and insisting they couldn't possibly understand the weight she carried. The meltdown went viral. Fans who once adored her sass now labeled her as arrogant, self-absorbed, and mean-spirited. Even her love life hasn't escaped scrutiny. Savannah has publicly dated high-profile athletes and celebrities, often documenting every detail of her romances online. But when breakups came, and there were plenty, she sometimes shaded her exes publicly, painting herself as the victim. Those close to the men, however, suggested Savannah wasn't as innocent as she portrayed herself to be. She loves control, one insider revealed, and when she doesn't have it, things get messy. Now the question looms, is Savannah Chrisley really being unfairly targeted, or is the backlash simply the result of years of small cracks finally collapsing into a full-blown reputation crisis? Some argue that Savannah is a young woman under immense pressure. With her parents incarcerated, the responsibility of her siblings on her shoulders, and the weight of keeping the Chrisley name alive, of course she lashes out and exaggerates. She's only human, they say. Others, however, aren't buying it. They believe Savannah has leaned into manipulation and self-promotion, stretching the truth whenever it suits her narrative. To them, her bad behavior is not a product of stress, it's a pattern. The irony is that Savannah has always branded herself as the one Chrisley who tells it like it is. Her catchphrases, her interviews, and even her podcast were built on the premise that she was refreshingly honest in a world of fakeness. Now fans feel betrayed. If the honest one isn't honest, a commentator wrote, then what do we have left? The scandal has forced Savannah into an uncomfortable corner. Does she double down, insist she's being attacked unfairly, and continue pushing her version of events? Or does she take a step back, acknowledge where she might have misled fans, and try to rebuild trust? For now, Savannah remains defiant. She insists her critics don't matter, and that her real supporters will stand by her. But the internet has proven time and again that loyalty is fickle. One day you're the golden child of reality TV, the next you're trending on Twitter for being fake. Savannah Chrisley is at a crossroads. Either she'll weather the storm and reinvent herself, or the spotlight she loves so dearly might turn into a glaring interrogation light that exposes every crack in her carefully polished image. Because in today's world, the question isn't just whether Savannah lied or misbehaved, it's whether she can ever convince the public to trust her again.